Are you ready?
It's the Vanessa Jackson Show.
He got the streets on fire.
On Power 88. Good morning, good morning. Welcome back to the Vanessa Jackson Show, where you get real talk all the time. Having a roundtable discussion today, and joining me is Miss Vanessa McConnell from the News, Carol O, and both of them are writers. Thank you for being on the show, Vanessa McConnell.
Thank you for having me. Good morning, Las Vegas.
Hey, Carol O. Hi, Carol.
Cool.
Hi, Carol, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Thank you. Thank you for being on Vanessa Jackson Show today.
Is everybody staying cool?
We trying. And before we get started today, I want to give a shout out to my girls over at Skin 62, Ayana and Lonnie, who hooked me up this weekend at the Cosmopolitan, took care of me. Even though they had me spend $800, they tricked me. But no, very good business over there, guys. So take a look at them at Skin 62 at the Cosmopolitan. Okay, so today we're going to be having a roundtable discussion discussing some of the hottest topics of the world right now that's in the media. And I'm going to get, a roundtable, get some issues from you guys to kind of share your views on. The first one's going to be about Bruce Jenner versus Caitlyn. Is he male, female? Did he completely change? I mean, what is your thoughts on that, Vanessa?
I think deep down inside, he's always going to be a male, but because of the transgender part, the surgical part, he's a woman. Inside, if he feels like he's a woman, who am I to tell him he's not a woman?
I agree. I agree with that. Well, Carlo, what do you think about that?
Honestly, I don't care.
Good question. Good answer.
Seriously, I think we're making too big of a deal. That's something that's a personal decision. That's him and his family. I don't understand why we as the media make such a big deal over this family. They're not doing anything to save the world. Do you ever hear about them doing anything charitable?
Absolutely. And I agree with that, Carlo. But my thing is, okay, let me ask you this. How do you feel about him being an Olympic gold medalist? Should he lose his title because he went from Bruce Jenner to Caitlyn?
I don't think so, because whether he's a male or a female, he won those off of his athletic ability alone.
Absolutely. And I think so. Basically, if he put the work in, regardless of who he is, who he has changed to, he earned it.
Well, if I can say this, did you hear recently about this MMA fighter that was a transgender that beat this female component?
Oh, yes,
to
I
a
did
pulp?
see that.
There's certain instances where I think you need to draw the line. Here, it's not a combat sport that he won at,
right,
or something like that. It's not like he has an opponent. So, I mean, it's a personal choice, as you said. But as far as the Olympic medal goes, no, he won it honestly.
Absolutely. And that's what I agree. Everybody's like, well, maybe he shouldn't get it because now he was a male, then he's a female now, or whatever. I'm like, it doesn't matter what he is then or what he is now. The bottom line is he worked for it.
Right.
He worked for it. I mean, you agree, Carol?
Absolutely. And how long ago was that? Like 30 years ago?
If not more.
Like that. I mean, it does. Seriously, it was a long time ago, and he was definitely a man then. He was making children with his then wife. I don't see that. That shouldn't even be an issue.
Right. Well, let's get to this. Since we're talking transgender, so now let's go into color. Rachelle dolezal, the scandal. Everybody's saying that it's a scandal. She lied to us because she went from being that she's a white Caucasian female to now, saying that she's a black female. My thing is, who cares? What crime has she committed?
I agree.
I think the world is putting too much on it. I mean, why? What does it matter? She hasn't hurt nobody. She hasn't killed nobody. We should be honored that she wants to be one of us. I mean, don't you agree?
Quite honestly.
Absolutely.
Real talk.
I mean, what's your views on that? I mean, I think it does not matter.
You really want my views?
It does not matter because she has not hurt anybody. We should be honored that she's proud to be, she wants to be an African American. And DJ Thorpe is sitting over here shaking in his seat.
I was not going to say nothing, but I have to. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Oh, okay. She got to turn her radio down. Tell your caller, caller, turn your radio down, please.
I did turn my radio down. Good morning.
Okay, good morning to you. How are you?
And who are we speaking with?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good. Who are we speaking with?
My name is Marie.
Hi, Marie. Well, thank you for calling to the Vanessa Jackson Show.
Yes, Vanessa, you must be new because I've never heard your show before.
I've been here about 2 months now.
Oh, okay. My thing is this, and this is just being honest. I don't care about Bruce Jenner, Caitlyn, whatever his name is. Irrelevant. Okay? Now, the lady that claimed to be whatever it was, she did what she did. Who knows why? All I'm saying is we should be encouraging children to stay in school. We should just do more positive things and not dwell on these people who are not personally about anything. I think we should just dwell on our communities and our children here in Las Vegas.
I agree with you to a certain degree that we must change home before we worry about global. But right now there are some global issues that are affecting our home. So I appreciate your call, but we do have to deal with these issues because there are some issues that are affecting our community as a whole. So to answer your question, thank you for calling. Have a blessed day. To answer your question, or to comment on your question, she didn't hurt anybody. Mentally, she did because she lied to these children.
Yes.
She lied to our children. She misled our children.
The community in the world, yes.
Right. So I feel that is misleading in itself.
But isn't the world misleading? There are people that lie on their applications that say they're not felons to get a job. There are people that are hidden, that are down low, men that are married to women every single day, and they really like men. So to me, if she's want to be black, white, what does it matter? Who has she hurt?
For selfish gain, though. It was for selfish gain.
But it really wasn't. She worked for it. She went to college. She graduated.
Wait. Did you see those pictures before? The afro? Did you see the blonde hair?
Well, who's to say that's not how she felt? She may
feel or
identify as a black woman. Okay, Vanessa, what do you think?
I think we've been dealing with this racial issue forever. My whole issue with it is we have so many people that are not black, that hate black people. Why is it a problem when we have white people, Asian people, people of different nationalities that love our culture so much that they want to be us?
I don't think it's a problem. I don't think it's a problem of wanting to be us because there are some African Americans that perm their hair or that want to change their hair. But my thing is that if you're trying to for personal gain, my thing is she was a white woman before, and then all of a sudden now you're portraying and you're teaching kids and you're misleading our children, saying that you are a black woman. You're not. You're not a black woman. You can't identify with what you have been through, Vanessa. What you have been through as a black woman. She can't identify with that.
Do you think she still would have had a problem if she had have admitted that she was a white woman, but she still wanted to run a chapter of the NAACP?
I believe so. I believe so. I believe in that case. In that case, if she would have came accept me as I am, then I wouldn't have had a problem with it.
But then they may have a problem with her skin. Now, Carlo, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay, go ahead. What do you have to say, and what's your views on Rachel dolezal?
I don't think he's talking about kids. I don't think kids they don't pay attention to the NAACP right now in their lives. So I kind of think his point is irrelevant as far as
they do.
The impression. Wait, I listened to you and didn't interrupt, sir, so please listen to me. Kids are not paying attention to the NAACP right now. Maybe if you want to talk about young adults that are interested in getting into politics or community service, that's one thing. But saying that she's impacting kids, I totally disagree. That's my point.
Okay, and I think Vanessa and I we talked about this yesterday, and we shared the same views on it. I think that it's more things in the world that's going on than to be concerned about racism if she's black or white. To me, I'm not offended by it. at all. I even reached out to her on Twitter. I'm just not offended by it, because then when we get people that say they do not like black people, they hate black people, then it's an issue because they're racist. But then you have one that really, I mean, she's married to a black man. She has black children. So at some point, this may be who she really identifies with, you know.
I just think it's no matter. If you want to be gay, be gay. If you want to be black, you know, I'm a very fair black woman. I've been called white my whole life.
Okay.
But I'm black. But at the same time, be who you want to be. It's not up to me to judge. It's up to me to teach my children how to be individuals and not to look at what society is putting on television and through the radio and identify themselves with that. That's how I feel. That's how it hits me.
I totally agree with all of you ladies. At the same time, it is totally opinionated, in my opinion, which I am entitled to.
Absolutely,
and
you are.
I'm not saying that she should get the death penalty and we should, put her under the jail. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that we should identify, first of all, yes, that is racist. And a lot of folks say that we as urbans, we are the biggest racists because we feel like, we still are entitled to our 40 acres and a mule and this, that, and the other. However, my point is, don't mislead people as a leader for self-gain in order to get yourself. Now, again, if she came in, I don't care what her gender is. She could be mixed with whatever.
Right.
I don't care what her gender is or what her sexual, if she's male, female, if she's black, white, yellow, whatever. If you come to me, this is me, and I want to put in and sow a seed into this community, no matter what race you are, then yes, accept her.
So do you think she took away like a position, a title that could have really been with an African-American person, that she deceived them in that way?
I believe
it's not a color thing, but it's more of a deception.
That's my point. It was more of a deception versus not so much of a racial.
Right, okay.
Maybe because she lied in the beginning about herself, it's hard for us to believe her altogether. That
is my point.
Okay.
Now, I want no one to misunderstand me. I don't care that she's a Caucasian lady. That doesn't matter to me.
Right, absolutely.
I would have had a problem with the NAACP if she came correct in the beginning and they denied her.
Right.
Then I would have had a problem.
I agree.
But you're being deceptive. You're lying. I had a problem with my mother lying to me about Santa Claus. So I don't lie to children and say that there is this guy that has to come and save the day that come through a chimney, which we never had, to come and bring gifts.
So you still bitter about Santa Claus?
Yes, I am.
Wow.
No, I'm
what
kidding.
about the Easter Bunny?
Well, yeah. I'm making Tooth Fairy too. I mean,
that's how they clean the story up for me.
I think I'm gonna have a talk with my mother after this.
Yeah,
okay.
That this man had to come and save the day because my mama couldn't afford no gifts to bring me some gifts. But I mean, it's funny, but at the same time, it's real.
I understand. Well, let's do this. Let's get to a more stronger topic that's really hit the world, and that's the Charleston shooter with. What's his name? Dylan Ruth, the 21-year-old.
Wait, before you change, I should call her, make sure she was done. I don't want her to.
Is my caller still there?
To get mad at me.
Oh, Curlo, she's a part of the show.
Amen.
Okay.
I don't want her to get mad at me.
Right. Curl, be nice.
I'm good. I'm just trying to, keep the fire hot.
Oh, keep the fire on? Okay, all right.
Okay, but I have a water hose over here. I'm in control of your microphone.
Say he got a water hose. He control your microphone.
I'm a true media person. I'm a true journalist. We like to be instigators,
Right.
No problem.
Absolutely.
But before we change subjects, do you agree with what I said, or do you disagree with that? I want to give you an opportunity.
Yeah.
Well, I know we're going to the Charleston thing, and I really, really want to make a couple points about that, and that because the media has been attacked, and I take it personal. I spent my whole life developing my career, my integrity, my reputation, and I hate being lumped in a group. And as black people, you have to understand that. The media did this. The media called Trayvon Martin a thug, but they won't call Dylan, whatever the dude's name is, terrorist. Wait. So, but the media, if you watch Fox News, yeah, they're doing that. But if you watch MSNBC, it's a different story. And I don't understand why, I'm media, and I hate being lumped together from that perspective. But people tend to rush into
Okay.
making.
Well, Vanessa has a.
Carol.
Wait, hold on. I'm getting to a point.
Okay, go ahead, because we know we have to share. We have to shorten down our time, Carol. So come on, we gotta get to the point, please.
Okay, you got to look at the facts. Everybody's wondering why they won't label him a terrorist. It's just simple. South Carolina does not have that kind of law. The feds are going to have to come in and do that. It's not about race. It's about the law the way it is. So go ahead.
Okay.
Well, I'm media as well, Carol. I agree to a degree with you because I feel like now social media is now the new mainstream media.
It is.
That is the reason why I got into media and I started writing because I got tired of the mainstream media telling us their perspective, not the whole story.
Right.
We don't fact find anymore. We see something, we just believe it. So at this point, I don't believe anything that the media says, and I encourage all my people not to believe anything the media says. Fact find it first, and then base your opinion from there. You cannot trust mainstream media at this point, 100%.
Absolutely. Go ahead, DJ Thom.
And the comment about terrorism, to me, evil is evil.
It is. It's not no different levels of it.
There's
Evil
no
is
different
evil.
levels of evil. This guy, first of all, I think it comes to a level of responsibility. And on his 21st birthday, he was given a gun.
Yeah.
That was his gift. It was a gun.
Right.
For his 21st birthday. If he is mentally unstable, why would you give someone that's mentally unstable
Absolutely.
Maybe the
a
parents
gun?
were unstable.
Right. Secondly, he came into the church, which he was welcomed in. So there shows that there wasn't a racial issue there.
Absolutely.
He was welcomed into the church.
And he was very accepted.
And he sat there for a minute and contemplated on what he was going to
Sat
do.
there for an hour.
Right. And contemplated on what he was going to do. I really, really believe that evil took over. There was a possession that took over his mind for him to do that.
Right.
That doesn't make it right. But evil is evil. There's no level of terrorism.
Well, do you think, too, that it's, like you said, he was given a gun on his 21st birthday. Don't you think it started in the home way before the 21st birthday?
Absolutely.
Either he was taught, it was instilled in him at some point. Because I know it can happen, but just jump off
Well,
the
V, how
out
about
the last
this?
minute.
How about even if it's something that didn't happen at home? Bullying in these schools are happening at an all-time
Yes.
high.
Yes,
it could
it
have
is.
been
Suicidal.
something in his community that caused him to snap. I mean,
Well, I will say this. I will say this, that race does, in some way, have an effect in this because geographically we're different, and this is what I'm going to mean. This is what I mean. In my home, growing up, there was nothing in my room my mother didn't know about.
Absolutely.
Nothing in my room.
Yeah, you didn't close doors.
You didn't close, she would take the doors off the hinges.
Right.
Okay? There was nothing in my home that my mother didn't know about. There are some children, and I'm not going to say their race, but there are some children that are making bombs in their garage, and their parents don't know about it.
Don't even know it.
Name someone in an urban community.
It's not happening.
They say, blow this thing up. You're not going to blow nothing up. We're scared of firecrackers.
Exactly.
So there's different levels.
We scared of fire.
Right. We might cut you. We might cut you.
Right.
We may even shoot you. Right. We're not going to blow nothing up.
We ain't blowing up nothing.
Right. So, that's just my point.
Well, they said that the judge that he should step down. Do you agree that this judge that is on this case should step down for the reasons that they said that he may be a part of this? He's have used racial stuff before and filings and stuff. And Vanessa, I know you and Carol, you guys really keep up with that type of the media.
Honestly,
he was recluse. He won't be handling the case anymore.
So he did step down?
Yes, absolutely. He was recluse. He was taken off.
Me personally, I think that there needs to be a review through the whole entire justice system. From the judges on down.
I
so
do too. I
this
agree.
particular judge is not an isolated incident because we see this stuff happen all the time.
Every day.
So I think that there needs to be an overhaul of our entire justice system.
But there are, and I no disrespect to the victims, there are good things coming out of this.
Yes.
The governor, some of the state representatives, even as members of Congress, are actively saying, we're going to pass a bill to remove the Confederate flag. I mean, that's a big issue that was brought to the forefront now. I actually wrote about that yesterday. So, there are things that, like I said, no disrespect to the victim, but I think this case and all the cases that have happened in the last year are certainly bringing racism to the forefront, and maybe it's time that it stops being swept under the rug and people saying, "Oh, I'm not racist," and let it roll.
Right.
Well, Vanessa, I got a quick question for you about this same subject. We've seen a lot of leaders in our communities come together with this particular massacre incident. Why do you think they don't come together when we see a lot of these shootings with officers and unarmed men, shootings in the backs? Why don't they stand up then?
I think some people just are afraid. They feel I think that some people, because I've talked to people, they feel like if they stand up, they rally, they may be singled out, they may be targeted. But fear cannot be an issue right now because we walk in fear every single day. When we're driving down the street, we can get pulled over. We can get beaten at any time. So it's better to band together than stand alone.
My question is, and I know we're running out of time, but anyone can call in and answer this question. We're quick to be violent towards each other.
I agree, DJ Thump.
We are quick to want to be violent towards each other, and I had to say that twice. As soon as someone kills someone, it's okay. It's just a funeral is getting ready to happen. Mm-hmm. But as soon as a police officer kills somebody, we're ready to march. Why are we not marching to stop
when our brothers and sisters are getting shot down
black
in the
on
streets?
black crime,
Absolutely.
white on white crime, whatever it is? Why are we not marching to stop that? I understand that the officers have a sworn in oath to protect and to serve, and they have a duty, and they are trained and supposed to know this, that, and the other on how to handle certain situations. But we as a community, why are we not trained to raise our children right, to support our children? Whatever happened to it takes a village? What happened to that village?
It's no more of that, because like we said before, we had one of those meetings where we was talking about there's no more big mamas. There's no more. People don't care because people are afraid to speak out. Like now we stay next door to our neighbors and don't even know our neighbors.
Right.
I have lived in my same place for about 7-8 years, and I can't tell you people live around me, maybe one or two, But if you look at Facebook, you see fights posted all the time. It's ignorance. You are posted.
We glorify it.
Exactly. And it's not acceptable.
I hate it.
Yes.
I was brought up, if you walking down the street and somebody passes by, you speak to them. My mama used to rap us in the mouth, "Can't you speak?" And I've gotten in that habit, and I'm walking and somebody passes me. I say hello, and they just ignore me. And sometimes I'll turn around and say, "You can't speak?"
Right.
And they look at me like I'm crazy. And then when you're talking about Facebook and social media, it has its advantages. But the truth is, people go up there and vent, and then they don't do anything about it. It's easier than to call your congressman. It's easier to go on Facebook and rail on them than going and signing your neighbors up to vote.
And that's true. People do not take action.
We are lazy.
That's true. People do not take action. People don't know that you can write letters to start making things move, but people rather sit around and talk about it, gossip about it, but nobody wants to stand up and do anything about it.
Talk about it and don't want to be about it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just unbelievable. You got anything to say, Vanessa?
No, I'm just kind of sitting here stuck because you guys are absolutely right. I moved into a beautiful, nice home. I live right next door to a Metro officer. I had a home invasion where someone kicked my door in. The officer that lives next door wouldn't even open the door to talk to the detectives, even though he was home and has video cameras out front. So as a community, yeah, we've all been let down to a degree.
Absolutely.
But where does this start? Where do we start rebuilding?
I mean, and it like you said, like Thumb said, it takes a village, and I just wish that more of our people in general, would start coming together, start banding together, stop posting these. If you quit posting these fights on Facebook and things like that, eventually they'll stop posting them. Because I watch. I mean, it'd be 3 or 4 fights a day that's posted. It's ridiculous, and it's sad.
Well, you know what? I have to admit that I have posted some pictures, some fights on Facebook.
I have too, but it's ignorance.
The reason I've done it is because, of course, you know that I am on the board of Bully Buster 702.
Absolutely.
And I posted because a lot of these parents need to understand and see exactly what their children are doing and involved in schools. And that we as parents, and I do say we as parents because I am a parent of every child that I come in contact with, because again, I strongly believe that it takes a village. We have to understand what is going on in our community, what our children are involving themselves in. When they're on their phones and they're texting, what does LOL mean? What does SMH mean? What does THO, what does that mean? THOT.
Right,
we
absolutely.
have to understand what these children are saying and the lingo that they are saying. So I posted not to glorify it. I posted so that people can see, one, the ignorance, two, the responsibility that we have to have as adults, and as well as the faculty, the staff, the teachers, because most of these fights that are at schools, you never see someone in an authoritative position in the video.
You never do. You absolutely. And I think we have a call. Do we have a caller?
Yes.
Caller, and you state your name, please?
My name is Stickman.
Okay, and thank you for calling to the Vanessa Jackson Show. What is your question today or your view on anything?
First of all, it's a great show. I hope you bring it up again and have more shows like this. But in Washington, they got the Episcopal Church there. There is the mother, or the sister of the church in South Carolina. And at the church yesterday, they had about 7 or 8 Black Panthers there guarding the church. And the police came there. So there are people that are doing things, at least in Washington. And the second thing, I've been here for 12 years, and I appreciate KCEP so much. I got some more money coming for you guys. But what I want to say is I've never seen the likes of the churches having security officers there with guns, and now I know why.
Right.
Because you never know when those things are going to happen that happened down in South Carolina. And for the security officers that are there, thank you. I finally see what it's about. And for those gentlemen in Washington, hey, we owe you so much for coming out and protecting that church so people will feel safe.
Absolutely, Stickman. I like that.
And you guys keep up the good work, and I hope you do another show on this.
Well, thank you again, and thanks for calling to the Vanessa Jackson Show. Go ahead, DJ Thump.
Real fast, I appreciate that.
Let me.
No, it's my turn.
Hold on, DJ Thump, go ahead.
Yesterday.
Hold on, DJ Thump was speaking. Carol O.
Real fast, Carol O. I'm sorry. I totally agree with what Stickman said, and I'll be brief because I want her to be able to get her point across. I do. There were some callers yesterday. I know Dr. Fowler. They had this conversation on Straight Talk Saturday regarding security in churches and how people were saying that they don't believe that we should have security in churches and with guns, this and that. That God is the protector of this, that, and the other. I agree to a certain degree. I believe that we should have security, but it should not be to the point that it arrests the attention of the congregation away from what is going on.
Great point. Great point.
I totally agree. They should be somewhere where they are not arresting the attention from the from the pulpit.
Okay, go ahead, Carol, because we almost running out of time.
Okay, Sheriff Rapio in Phoenix, yesterday he announced that he is taking volunteers to guard 60 Black churches in the Phoenix area.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
White churches don't need security? White churches don't need security?
I don't. Apparently, a Black minister asked him, and he said, this guy is in my community. My job is to protect my community, so I'm going to respect his wishes. And 60 churches are going to have, he called them posses. I hate that he did that, but 60 churches in the Phoenix area, Black churches, are going to get people that will be there every Sunday to protect the parishioners.
Okay. Vanessa, that's my point, and I'm going to be very brief. That's my point. Why are we waiting till tragedy happens? Stickman just said about the Black Panther. Where have they been?
Absolutely.
Where has the Black Panther been?
They have no presence.
We've been having black-on-black violence right here in the community. Where is the Black Panther?
Absolutely.
Where are they? Now all of a sudden you show up. Not saying that I'm proud that they are being a point, but now, why do we wait until tragedy to start? How about preventive maintenance? Let's do something before. Why are we waiting until our car breaks down to tow it to the shop?
Absolutely.
Take it before you have to tow it.
Absolutely. Disaster preparedness.
Yeah.
It's no different. We just had our first earthquake.
Well,
we prepare.
Exactly. We're not prepared for it. Well, it's almost that time for us to get ready to end the show. It's definitely going to be a part 2 to this. I see that this has touched a lot of people in the community around the world, so we're going to have to definitely come back and share some views on it. As everybody know, all good things come to an end, so I would like to thank my listeners. Thank Vanessa McConnell from B News, DJ Thump Curlo, and I'm going to leave you with a quote for today. The quote for today is, a promise tomorrow is a whole lot less than trying today. Thank you for listening. This is the Vanessa Jackson Show.
Thank you.
In the interest of community service, Power 88 presents live talk shows to inform, enlighten, and to stimulate thought and dialogue. The views expressed on this program are not necessarily those of the staff and management of KCEP or the EOB. Feel free to mail any comments to KCEP at 330 West Washington, Las Vegas, Nevada 89106, or fax us at 647-0803. Thank you for listening to KCEP FM Power 88.